Good evening. For the DPP Grain Desk, this is Duane Lowry. It's Monday, January 21st. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon. Grain markets tonight will open at 7 o'clock and continue into tomorrow morning like normal, but instead of opening at the normal 5 o'clock, we'll open at 7 o'clock tonight. I'm not sure what we should be looking at here tonight for the initial direction or what's the most important storyline going forward for the week. Looking at South American weather, I don't see the weather there as being significantly different than we had on Friday. There are still dryness concerns in Argentina. They've got a forecast over the next 2 weeks that will provide some rains, but at least 50% of the area will be without moisture, and those that get moisture will desire more than what they get. That being said, I'm not sure the situation is dire yet, and I'm not sure how the market will react to that storyline. This past week, focus on Argentine dryness and to some extent southern Brazil dryness began to become an issue, but not necessarily, in my opinion, a direct market moving issue. And so I think there's reasons to think we could be higher tonight based off of that. In the same token, I'm not sure the markets are guaranteed to embrace that, and that's the only thing we're going to embrace. Most of Brazil's in decent shape, improved in the northern areas, dryness concerns in the southern areas, but not an acute situation, I don't think. Overall, production outlook there is still for a large production, and I don't think that we're dealing with a situation that is necessarily worthy of complete and utter attention and focus and definitely higher values. That being said, I certainly believe we have higher values to go when you look ahead over the next several weeks or few months, led by old crop, of course. I think the storyline is pretty firm. It's going to continue to be firm, but that doesn't mean you can't have corrective activity. Short-term technical conditions are certainly capable of creating a little bit of weakness here. Support in corn is probably 10 to 15 cents below Friday's finish. That's an area where you're going to find long-term buyers wanting to take ownership. I think you've got multiple sectors of the trade looking to buy corn on weakness, and that doesn't mean you can't get weakness, but it means that you're not going to completely fall apart, and you're not going to develop this into a several-day type of slide. But 2 or 3 day correction here wouldn't be that difficult to imagine. As far as wheat is concerned, I don't think there's much here for new news. You got an underlying supportive bullish argument from a global perspective. You got the U.S. plains dryness issue that shows no real signs of improvement. That's going to continue to be an issue. But in the longer term outlook, once you get to new crop, I think you've got less of a bullish story for global carry-out figures, possibly somewhat less of a bullish story when you look at U.S. figures. If you look at U.S. New crop wheat futures versus, say, new crop corn futures, you've got wheat at a large premium, so there's potential for that to ultimately lose to corn. So I think you've got got to be careful how one characterizes the outlook here from a long-term, short-term perspective. You definitely have a bullish foundation on old crop. I'm not so sure how definite that is about new crop values, and what that means is, let's say that you can put on 30 to 50 cent rally in the wheat market. All of a sudden, that gets new crop values up that are going to look like attractive sales for producers as well as longer-term speculators. So there is a bullish aspect here, a bullish storyline needs to be respected. We should have higher values to go, but down the road, there's going to be reasons to look for selling opportunities in new crop values. As far as support is concerned in the wheat, technical support comes into play 20 to 30 cents if you're looking for that ideal type of ownership value. Whether the market's going to give you that type of an ideal correction, I'm not sure. I think that the market is capable of some corrective activity this week. We'll have to see how much emotions are around and what we're really focusing on. As far as beans are concerned, I think the market is going to be split in what we're looking at. Some are going to look at South American weather. They're going to try to fan the flames a little bit and anticipate some problems and try to create some emotion. I understand that to some extent, but like I said earlier, the South American weather is not an acute situation. We're not drastically beginning to reduce production potential, and the forecast is not completely without moisture opportunities. So I'm kind of cautious about getting too excited about the South American weather as a driver here. That being said, we still have more longer-term upside potential led by old crop in the bean market over the next few to several weeks, maybe next few months. And so I understand why, you know, maybe we should be talking more bullishly tonight. But when I look at the short-term technical conditions, they seem a bit vulnerable to weakness here. Support in the wheat market, or excuse me, the bean market is probably anywhere from 15 to 30 cents under Friday's finish. So you got that much of type of short-term corrective weakness that could unfold. So I'm a little guarded here. I'm hesitant to embrace much for strength, although I think we could start higher, but I'm hesitant to embrace it, and I'm respectful of the possibility that the markets falter a little bit if they try to start higher here early this week. Mostly that is driven by technical concerns, feeling that we've already had a nice run after the USDA report. We haven't had much of a corrective activity, and the market seems a little bit vulnerable to that to me. Outside markets haven't been influencing us on a day-to-day basis. I think there are turns developing in the outside markets that could have a psychologically negative impact on the grain trade if they occur at the right timing, but so far that has not happened yet. So I guess we're going to probably lean towards some sort of a higher start tonight, but I'm a little bit cautious to embrace it from the standpoint of thinking that it has to stay higher and it's going to be able to build momentum. I'm not sure I see that. I'm more inclined to think the market starts higher, struggles early this week, puts in some sort of a setback, finds solid support, and then then makes an effort to move higher again. But initially, I'm a little bit cautious. So look for a little higher start tonight, but then after that, like I said, I'm a little cautious. For the DPP Grain Desk, this has been Duane Lowry. Thank you.